Hey everyone, I'm just getting set up. All right, oops, we're waiting one more person. This is just a reminder to please mute your microphone when you're not speaking. Gary Smits.
Hey, Jay, even if you get DJ and Chris back in the rotation and healthy, do you think that Colin Johnson has earned some more at bats, so to speak?
Yeah, he definitely stepped up his game, which is great to see. We've been trying to get him on the field a little bit more, but with DJ and Chris, it's been hard to get him out there, get him the reps. But to see him step up in those guys' absence was great to see. So sure, I think we'll check to see how Chris is doing in practice today. Same with DJ, but we won't hesitate to get him in there if it plays out like that.
And the touchdown that Colin scored the other day, just the catch, finding the soft spot in the zone, and then that burst, and then finding the end zone and everything. Is that kind of some of the physical attributes you guys have been seeing out of him?
Yeah, for sure. He definitely has a straight line speed that you like to see. I think we've been working with his routes coming in and out of breaks. I think has been something he's been working diligently on for the last 10, 12, 15, 20 weeks or what have you. So he's continuing to work that. Keenan McCardell's doing a great job with him. As far as finding holes, he's got a natural feel. He's a smart kid, has a good feel for the game of football. So that's not the issue. I think more so man-to-man releases, coming in and out of breaks. He's a big, tall, long guy. So that sometimes is something he has to continue to work on. But we love his skill set. And I think as a young football player, you can see what type of career he may have if he continues to work.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Gary. Let's go over to Dustin and then John Shipley.
Hey, Coach. How's it going today?
Good.
Have you guys looked at trying to get tight ends more involved in the game plan as the season's gone on?
Yeah, they're always part of the program. We try to anyway. We just have had some young people in there. Ben unfortunately got a little bit dinged up last week. Tyler's been a little bit dinged up. James has been a little bit dinged up. So that hasn't been quite the matchup that we have been able to work that we would typically like to work. I think the more we get going, hopefully Eifert starts to feel better. James starts to feel better with his knee. We can get them more involved in the game. But yeah, you're right. That's something that we need to try to get more into the game plan.
And then just one follow-up. Have you started to see some flashes lately of Tyler that you saw in Cincinnati when you were coaching there?
A little bit, yeah. He makes some flashes. He's done some good things for us. He's like I said, he's kind of been beat up his whole career. Unfortunately, he's had a lot of different nagging injuries. So when I saw him as a rookie right out of college, he's a little bit different than he is now. He's older, obviously. He's had those injuries, the back, the foot, the knee. All these injuries have kind of had a little bit wear and tear on him. But he definitely still can come in and out of cuts. He's got great hands. He's got a great feel for the game. So yeah, I think there's still a lot of good football left in Tyler.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Dustin. Let's go to John Shipley and then Cassidy.
Hey, Coach. Just got two quick questions for you. First one, what is it about Mike Glennon that makes him the best option for you guys, and how big was it for you to see him look comfortable last week?
Yeah, I think his poise, I think is the time that he's had in the National Football League has helped him. And I can remember him in college at NC State. I think didn't have a great offensive line, but he's always had a great feel for sitting in the pocket, wait till the last second to deliver the ball. And he will take some hits because of that and possibly throw some errant balls because of that. But he's got a great feel for the pocket, good understanding of the game, concepts, defenses, protections. I think the receivers and everybody liked his urgency in the huddle, communication. All that stuff plays a major role pre-snap. I think Mike is probably our best option right now. Post-snap, I think all three of them do some great things. And obviously Mike showed some flashes of being really productive for us and the best option this week.
Thanks, Coach. And then last one, what can you say about Brandon Linder's performance? Because just from the outside, it seems like he's been, steady Eddie the entire year.
Yeah, for sure. He's a rock on the offensive line for us. So when we lose him, Shat steps in there and does a great job. But Brandon is a leader of that offensive line, communication, protections, all that good stuff. And that center position is critical in any offense, especially ours, as far as protections and miking in the run game, the pass game, ability to change plays at the line of scrimmage and then re-IDing at the blink of an eye. He's great, and he's a big physical guy in there and gets a lot of movement. So really not a lot of flaws in Brandon's game other than he's missed a couple games, which really ticks me off. But he's a great player.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks. All right, let's go to Cassidy and then D-Rock.
Hey, Coach. Doug said today that LaVisca would be your emergency quarterback should the need arise, sort of like it did in Denver on Sunday. I know you've used him in the Wildcat a few times, but how comfortable would you be putting the ball in his hand and maybe even in the air for an entire game?
Not very at all. That'd be an awful situation for us, and we would probably get beat like Denver did. I think they scored 3 points, which is quite amazing. So I think they should all get a plaque in the Hall of Fame for scoring 3 points without a quarterback. So it's no fun. I mean, there's nothing we can really do except direct snap it, run the ball up between the tackles or some zone reads, all that stuff. And not a lot of options there. Occasionally, maybe it's okay.
Like just a few times. And then also, when you went with Mike, was it something more that he was doing versus Gardner wasn't doing? And subsequently, what would it take for Gardner to sort of earn that role back?
Well, the tough thing is right now for this football team is we've gone through obviously 3 quarterbacks, and we're talking each week to a different guy as a starter, and they're getting the reps and the other guy is not. Gardner hasn't gotten first team reps in about 4 or 5 weeks or what have you. So it's nice to have some stability at the position. We worked with Mike last week. We thought he did a good enough job to possibly win that game. We came up a little bit short, but we want to see how he progresses in game 2 and possibly game 3. That'll be up to Coach Marone, but to change quarterbacks every week is not easy for any of the quarterbacks. And I don't think anybody's given up on Gardner at all. I think this is a matter of watching Mike after his first game in 3.5 years, how well he did, considering that. Let's see what he does in game 2 against a very good Minnesota Viking defense.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cassidy. Last question to D-Rock.
Hey, Jay, where would you guys be offensively in terms of being able to do the things you want to do without James Robinson?
Oh, shoot. That'd be pretty difficult. You know, he's done great. We really lean on him quite a bit. You know, he's been close to 100 yards many times. He's helped us out in the play action game. You know, the Colin Johnson touchdown was a play action pass, which helped suck the linebackers up and get Colin behind him. Without that threat of a running game, we're dropping back and throwing it a lot, and we have zero chance. So James is quite pivotal in our offense as far as being able to keep defenses honest, and the production that he has both in the running game and the passing game. I don't think he came out but 2 or 3 plays last week, which, you know, we got to probably do a better job of keeping him fresh and getting some people in there to give him some breaks. But he's a great player, and obviously we love him as a person.
It happens every year where a guy bursts onto the scene as an undrafted rookie, and everyone looks around and goes, "How could we have missed and not drafted this guy?" But why do you think that is? I mean, what, do you look at that as a coach and a former head coach and go, you know, you wish you could get one of those guys every other year or something like that? I mean, how do they fall through the cracks like that?
You know, I think the running back position, you know, there's a lot of them that have very similar skill sets in college. You know, there's a lot of them that are 210, 220 pounds that maybe not run a 4.4, 4.3, and maybe 4.5-ish type range. And you know, there's a lot of them. So you figure you want to draft other positions and then maybe wait till the free agency or late rounds to get a guy like James. I mean, and then when you get him in there, it's about opportunity. I'm sure there's a lot of guys on the streets that could probably perform pretty well if given the opportunity. Fortunately for James, he got an unbelievable opportunity. We lost Leonard. We traded Leonard, obviously, and then we lost Zigbo got hurt, and obviously Armstead, you know, left the team for a while. So the door was his. It was opening was right there for him. And when that happens, you have to take advantage of it. And not a lot of people can, but James did that. So there's a lot of luck involved. And then most importantly, when you get the opportunity, you have to perform like James has.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, D-Rock. And thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.